Inside the Illinois State House in Springfield, Illinois, state lawmakers are working frantically to figure out what to do with the state's looming pension crisis.
We have in Illinois a pension debt or deficit of $100 billion.
Governor Pat Quinn has created a pension committee, and there are rumblings inside the state capitol that lawmakers are making progress on pension reform. Recent reports show the special pension committee has proposed cutting the 3% cost of living adjustments and instead growing state pensions at a rate about half the amount of inflation. Current plans would also allow many public employees to retire at age 55, and under proposals, state employees would pay 1% less toward their retirement plans than they do now. All in all, the plan would save Illinois taxpayers $145 billion over the next 30 years.
They don't seem to be terribly far from coming up with a compromise, and if that can all happen now, the pension issue might not be the governing issue come March.
But as it stands, pension reform is the main issue, and in the 2014 gubernatorial race, the incumbent Democratic governor will need to rely heavily on big labor, and the idea of pension reform isn't sitting well with the labor unions across the state and in Chicago.
The loss of their support will be significant, but of course, where do they go?
Hi, I'm Bill Daley, and I'd like to take a moment to talk to you about the state of Illinois.
They could go to Quinn's Democratic challenger, former Obama Chief of Staff Bill Daley. Daley, the son and brother of former Chicago mayors, doesn't have strong ties to Illinois labor unions in the city and is seen by some downstate as part of the corrupt Daley machine.
The Daley name is not a good name downstate because for decades, downstaters believed that Chicago and Daley were the bête noire of Illinois politics.
Outside of pension reform, whoever wins Illinois' 2014 gubernatorial race will have to deal with other issues in the state, including what to do with crime in the city of Chicago.
The state really has very little control over the street gangs, but if you go in the week of the election and suddenly there's, bedlam happening in the city, then it could be a factor.
The eventual 2014 winner will also have to deal with the state's decreased bond rating, a slumping economy, and devise a plan to get education funding on the right track and teachers back in the classrooms. But all of that can't be addressed until the state legislature fixes the $100 billion pension deficit. For WashingtonExaminer.com, I'm Steve Doty.